The NBA has always been a global game. Luka, Jokic, Giannis. But there's one story that's forgotten.
Tied at 87. Lin with the ball in his hands. Fans on their feet. 5, 4. Lin for the win. Got it.
Jeremy Lin, forgotten, a one-hit wonder. But what if it wasn't? What if somewhere in a separate timeline, something different happened? Instead of fading into the background, he became the main star of a movie. In this timeline, all of the greatest Asian basketball players didn't just make it to the league, they peaked together at the same time and joined forces to create the most unique super team in NBA history. This is the multiverse of Linsanity. Now it's 2012, and the Knicks seem stuck. Melo's calling for ISO every possession, Amar'e's knees sound like a broken drum set, and the front office, somehow run by Nico Harrison in this timeline, decides to go with the young wonder Jeremy Lin and trades his franchise players away again. After watching Amar'e's knees age like milk and Melo's 34 ISOs a game, they made a move nobody saw coming, shipping out Melo and Amar'e to bring some of Lin's long-lost cousins on board. So now, instead of watching Melo jab step for 17 seconds, they rebuilt the team around the league's best Asian talent. Now let me introduce the team. At point guard, the icon himself, Jeremy Lin. Harvard mentality, street ball soul, fully unleashed, MVP form Lin. At shooting guard, Jalen Green, the high-flying highlight reel, the Filipino phenom with more bounce than a trampoline. At the 3, Japan's prodigy, Rui Hachimura, mid-range assassin, built like a tank. And at power forward, Jianlian, stretch 4 with the smooth jumper, defensive menace, known as the Asian Dirk Nowitzki. At center, Yao Ming, a skyscraper with Hakeem footwork and Nash vision, even makes Shaq look small. And coming off the bench, Jordan Clarkson, the Filipino flamethrower, with a jumper more wet than water. Now after the trade, people were saying all sorts of things about how the team wouldn't work. They were being labeled too short, too niche, too Asian. Come on, Stephen A., do better. But Lin and the Knicks blocked out the noise on a mission to prove the world wrong. Their chemistry was insane. They played so well together, you would think they were in a K-pop band. Opponents started calling them the Y5 because of how strong their connection was. They went on a run going 17-3 after the trades. Lin and the Knicks were cooking. Lin averaging 32 and 11, hitting game winners left and right, Yao the best big in the league, and Rui and Clarkson hitting their stride. But it wasn't all sunshine and fortune cookies. Yao's foot started acting up, missing playing time. Clarkson became colder than the Arctic, and Rui getting thrown in and out of the rotation like Darvin Ham was coaching. And for a few weeks, the dream started to crack. Lin carrying the load and the burden. Knicks dropped 6 of 8. New York went quiet again. Headlines came back. Was Linsanity a fluke? Was Yao washed? But Lin never blinked. He dropped 44 on Milwaukee, 33 and 12 on Philly, keeping the Knicks afloat, keeping them believing. And when it mattered most, the Knicks responded. Lin dropping 41 on the Thunder. Rui hitting a game winner over PG. Clarkson remembering how to shoot again. And Yao returned like a Shaolin monk after a 40-day retreat. The Knicks went on a run, ripping off a 10-game winning streak, finishing the season 52 and 30 with the 4th seed in the East. Lin was dominating, averaging 28 and 9, finishing top 5 in MVP voting, and winning Most Improved Player. And for the first time in decades, New York believed. And now the next stop, the NBA playoffs. Now in the first round, the Boston Celtics. Kevin Garnett, the defensive anchor. Paul Pierce, the mid-range assassin. Ray Allen, the automatic sharpshooter. And Rajon Rondo, the mastermind behind it all. The Knicks weren't just stepping onto a court. They were marching into enemy territory where banners dripped with legacy and every shot felt like it carried the weight of history. Now in Game 1, Boston would strike first. The Celtics flexed their veteran muscle, putting on a clinic in MSG. Ray Allen lining it up with 8 threes, each one a dagger to the heart. Knicks go home stunned. But in Game 2, the Knicks respond. Yao dominates the paint like a skyscraper with 25 points and 22 rebounds, while Lin adds 25 and 10, leading the Knicks to a gritty win, tying the series at 1 game apiece. But in Game 3, the truth strikes back. Paul Pierce puts on a mid-range mastery with the dagger off the glass, calling game with the only kind of swagger legends possess. Boston takes the series lead. Now in Game 4, Lin goes supernova. 45 points, dagger after dagger, and timely buckets to break every Boston run. Lin carrying the Knicks to tie the series at 2 games. And in Game 5, the unsung heroes rise. It wasn't just Lin or Yao. It was everyone else. Role players stepping up, knocking down shots, diving for loose balls. Even Sun Yue got playing time. An avalanche from the role players led to a critical Game 5 win where they would now have a chance to close it out in Boston. Now Game 6, TD Garden, a legacy on the line. Coming down to the final moments, as the game went back and forth, Paul Pierce hits a cold-blooded jumper to tie the game, and the crowd goes crazy. But now Knicks ball, 7 seconds left. Lin in the huddle, ready for his moment. Now here we are. Lin gets the ball, goes into his move. Clock's ticking. He puts it up. And he puts it in. Jeremy Lin with the game winner in Boston. Lin ending the Celtics dynasty in their own building. Pierce said he called game. Lin called series. The Knicks advance. Now round 2, the Chicago Bulls. Jeremy Lin versus Derrick Rose. One player built by hype, the other by heart. Now Game 1, the Bulls would blitz the Knicks. Rose slices through the lane, Noah guards the paint like it's sacred ground, and Luol Deng smothers Lin with relentless pressure. Chicago takes Game 1 convincingly. But in Game 2, the Knicks respond. Lin navigates the paint like a surgeon, slicing through defenders with precision. Meanwhile, Rose and the Bulls struggle to match the intensity. Series tied at 1. And in Game 3, the Garden awakens. MSG's electric. Rui and Clarkson feeding off the crowd's energy. Nothing can seem to go wrong for the Knicks, and he drops a career-high 32 to help the Knicks take the series lead. But in Game 4, the Bulls strike back. Chicago locks in. Thibodeau schemes tight, and Lin finds himself trapped at every turn. Derrick Rose puts up 35 and 8, slicing through the Knicks defense like it's paper, and just like that, the series is tied again. Now Game 5, another war, another dogfight. The score is tight, the pressure's mounting, but Clarkson steps up like a man possessed, hitting shot after shot, dropping 32 off the bench, while Lin orchestrates with 12 assists. Knicks take the win and the series lead. Now in Game 6, Lin versus Rose, a duel for the ages. Derrick Rose, with his back against the wall, comes out blazing, dropping 45 points with speed and power. But Lin tastes blood. He goes toe-to-toe with Rose, dropping 40 points of his own, silencing the doubters with every bucket. And as the final buzzer sounds, the Knicks hold on and advance. Jeremy Lin just went toe-to-toe with the MVP and won. But now it's time for the ultimate test, the Miami Heat. Now in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Great Wall of Miami. LeBron. Wade. Bosh. 3 kings standing in front of the throne. The Super Team versus the Super Asians. Destiny versus Defiance. This wasn't just the playoffs, it was destiny being rewritten. Now in Game 1, Miami sends a message. The Heat unleashed their firepower, and it starts with LeBron, dropping 33, 11, and 8, doing everything from blocking shots, dishing dimes, and dunking with authority. Wade and Bosh chip in 25 points of their own, as the star power is too much for the Asians to calculate. Miami strikes first. But in Game 2, Lin fires back. He comes out hot, dropping 34 points, hitting 6 threes, jumper after jumper, tough shot after tough shot. But with 4 seconds left, Wade steps up, mid-range dagger, ice in his veins. Miami steals Game 2, and the Knicks are now down 2-0. Now in Game 3, the Garden awakens. Back in New York, Rui Hachimura channels his inner superstar, dropping 36 points, crashing the boards, draining mid-range shot like it's a warm-up drill. The Knicks play with fury, the crowd behind them like a 6-man. The Super Agents strike back, Miami leads 2-1. But in Game 4, the Heat storm. LeBron and Wade come out with a mission, like men possessed. LeBron tearing through defenders, Wade slicing and dicing, Bosh on the glass. The Knicks didn't stand a chance. Miami goes up 3-1, one win away from the NBA Finals. Now in Game 5, Lin's last stand. Backs against the wall, on the road in a hostile environment. Lin steps onto the court, eyes locked in. He knows what he must do. All of his life leading to this moment. All the scrutiny, pressure, doubt leading to this game. The task would be impossible, but Lin believed anything was possible. And as the game started, he looked possessed, starting 10 for 10 from the field, hitting 5 threes to help give the Knicks a lead. Every shot falling, threes, floaters, mid-range, it doesn't matter. Lin drops 55 points on an absolute mission to extend the series. But LeBron and the Heat weren't super for nothing. LeBron understands how critical this game is and doesn't want to risk going back to New York, dropping his own 35-point triple-double as Wade and Bosh continue to dominate their matchups. But with the game coming down to the wire, LeBron with a tough shot to give the Heat the lead in the final moment. And now the final possession. 5 seconds left. Knicks call timeout. The huddle is silent. Eyes locked in on Lin. Everything they built comes down to one shot. Lin gets the ball, goes into his move. Lin puts up the 3 for the win. No good. The buzzer sounds. Miami advances and the Knicks go home. And just like that, the season was over. And just like that, it was over. The shot didn't fall. The dream, the run, it ended in silence. No parade, no confetti, just the sting of almost. But for the Knicks, for Jeremy Lin, this wasn't failure. It was something deeper, something bigger. A team of castaways, of overlooked talent, of names written off, and yet they stood toe-to-toe with the greatest. They didn't blink. Jeremy Lin didn't win a ring, but he gave the city something it hadn't had in years: belief. He gave the world a reason to watch. He gave the kids on the other side of the world a reason to dream. And in a game defined by wins and losses, sometimes the greatest victory is being remembered. He may not have won the game, but he won something even rarer in New York. He won our hearts. Alright guys, thanks for watching the rise of Jeremy Lin's Knicks, a team built on chemistry, culture, and belief. But next time, we're doing the exact opposite. Because in the next video, I'll be showing you the NBA's most uncoachable team of all time, the All-Villain Squad. Can they win a ring before getting suspended? Anyways guys, like, subscribe, and get ready for more timelines we were never supposed to see. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.